Hey guys, hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a creamy steak parm pasta. And it's going to be a pretty easy recipe today. Xin chào mấy các bạn, bữa nay mình sẽ chỉ mấy các bạn làm một creamy steak pasta. Cái recipe này là rất là dễ làm. Okay, so go ahead and get yourself some garlic and give it a very thinly minced if you can. The thinner you mince them, the more flavors you get out of them. Also, the thinner you slice them, the quicker they'll cook. So remember that. Okay, after you get all that chopped, go ahead and bring it to the side. So we're going to be using at least 5 to 6 large garlic cloves. We're going to be using a good bit. Next, we're going to cut up our onions. You can cut them into any shape you like. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut them into Julienne. I'm going to cut a very thin Julienne, not too thin. So what the onions will do, it will bring the sweetness into the pasta, sweeten it up instead of us having to like use sugar or any other ingredients. Now also, might as well get yourself, whenever you get your cilantro, might as well just get a whole batch of it, and then split it up in half, take the stems out, and just give it a good dice. Does not have to be perfect. Okay, just like that, and then the rest, we're just going to save it for later for later toppings. Now, as you can see here in this basket, there's some shiitake mushrooms. You can get any type of mushrooms you guys like, but I prefer shiitake mushrooms. I just prefer them a lot better, especially whenever you saute them. It's not as chewy, and they're just the best. And like I said, get yourself any type of mushrooms and cut them into like very thinly sliced. Doesn't have to be too thin. Now after you get all your ingredients chopped and ready to cook, go ahead and get your noodles. Any type of noodles you guys like. Today I just grabbed a little box of Rotini, Tri-Color, different type of color of Rotini. You can grab any type, like you can grab the normal pasta noodles, or like I said, any shape you can see at the store. Grab any of them. All you gotta do is just boil it up, put some salt, get a pot, get some water, put some salt in there, give it a good boil for about 15 minutes, and then once it gets soft, just strain them out. Alright, so go ahead and get yourself a pot, get yourself some water, bring it to a high heat. Always remember, add a little bit of salt, about a teaspoon, I meant to say a tablespoon. Now bring that up to a boil. Alright guys, once your water is up to a boil, go ahead and add in your noodles. Now we're going to let that boil for about 10-15 minutes and we're going to check on it. Alright guys, while you're boiling your noodles, waiting for it to get soft, get out your steak, and we're going to start seasoning it. You can get any type of cut you like. I prefer the filet or the ribeye because they're the tenderest. So today's seasoning, we're going to use the Montreal steak seasoning again. Like I said in my last recent videos, it has kosher salt, others, a couple of spices, which are black pepper, red pepper, garlic, onions. There's sunflower oil in here and paprika. So it's pretty much already loaded up for you. You just gotta sprinkle in, give it a good seasoning. Make sure all sides are seasoned evenly. Alright, when you get that seasoned, go ahead and set it to the side. Next thing we're gonna do is grate up our Parmesan cheese. So I would recommend to get yourself a block of cheese instead of a bag that's already been shredded for you. The reason why I say that is because you don't know how long it's been in that bag and it's been on that shelf. Yeah, like there's an expiration date on it, but I would recommend you just get yourself a block because it's just fresher and just better. So go ahead and grate yourself or get yourself out of the bag 1 cup. All right. So you can see right here, we got 1 cup shredded ready to go. And the rest, we're gonna save it for later on. We're gonna top it off with some extra cheese later on. So while you're waiting for your noodles to be boiled, go ahead and get yourself another pan, a saute pan especially. Bring it to a medium-high heat, put on some oil. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna give our steak a good sear before we throw it into the oven. All right, now once your pan's up to the heat, add in your steak. Now remember, don't fully cook your steak unless you want to do it on the pan. Reason why I'm gonna just give it a good sear and throw it in the oven is so I can go ahead and make my garlic sauce, creamy garlic sauce for the pasta. So I don't, have too many pans in a way, because especially with how small of a station I have, I'm just gonna put it in the oven to make it easier for myself. But you guys can, fully cook it on the pan after you give it a good sear, add in some butter, and then turn down the heat, slow cook it. Get yourself a spoon, keep spooning it in there. Keep spooning the butter on top of the steak, and add yourself a thyme, fresh thyme if you guys have it, and just keep doing it for about 10-15 minutes for about medium rare, and it should be ready. But like I said, we're just gonna give it a good sear on the sides, and then just throw it into the oven. And the rest of the time, it's just gonna sit in there and slow cook for the interior, since you already seared the side. And we're just gonna make our creamy sauce while that's being in the oven. Also, remember to keep an eye on your noodles. So while you're getting a sear, go ahead and bring your oven up to a 375 or 385 Fahrenheit. And another reason why I want to throw this steak into the oven is that I want to use this pan and make the sauce, make the cream sauce, because this pan has already been flavored with the steak, so I'm just going to use the flavor for it and add on with the cream. Once your steak is fully seared on all sides, go ahead and get yourself a pan with some parchment paper. Throw it on there, throw it right into the oven. Remember, every time you open your oven, lean back, because once you open it, all that heat is going to be coming out of your face. Now we're going to let that sit in there for about 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to check it. Now on that same pan that you seared your steak on, put a little bit some more oil on there. Bring that to a medium heat. Now we're going to saute our mushrooms on it. We're going to infuse that steak flavor into our mushroom. Now once your pan's back up to heat, add in your mushrooms. Now we're going to saute that and get all the water out of the mushroom. The reason why is because if we leave the water in there, the mushroom is going to be too overpowered. Especially for some people, there's a lot of people out there that don't like how overpowering the flavor of the mushroom is. So that's the reason why we're going to saute and get all the water out of the mushroom and infuse some flavor into it. Also add in a little bit of salt, like just about a tablespoon of salt. Mấy các bạn bỏ vô khoảng một cái tablespoon của salt. And as you guys can see here, you see how all that water is coming out of the mushroom. We're going to cook all that water out and make sure there's none left. So cooking out the water out of the mushroom might take a little bit, probably about 5 to 8 minutes. You just gotta stand by next to it and just keep an eye on it. You can't, really walk away from it. Sometimes it takes less, sometimes it takes longer. It just depends on the mushroom you have, and just gotta keep an eye on it. So mấy các bạn sẽ thấy hồi nãy là mình luộc cái noodle xong rồi mình rinse nó ra, mình để nó ở bên side, xong rồi mình saute cái steak ở ngoài xíu, xong rồi mình bỏ vô cái oven ở lên cái 375 Fahrenheit, rồi mình để cho nó ngồi trong đó khoảng 10-15 phút, rồi xíu nữa mình sẽ check cái steak. Rồi ngay bây giờ là mình đang saute cái mushroom cho cái nước nó ra hết cái mushroom, chứ nhiều người ở bên đây á, nó không thích cái mùi đặc của cái mushroom, thì mình đang cook cái mùi nó ra của nó. Thì ngay bây giờ mấy các bạn thấy là nó ra nước của nó rất là nhiều, thì mình đang cook cái nước của nó ra. Alright, so it's been about 15 minutes of boiling these suckers. We're gonna go ahead and strain them. Run it through some water. This will also stop the cooking, especially if you accidentally overcook it or left it on for too long. Okay, and then we're just gonna let it sit there. Now once you're done sauteing your mushroom and you're sauteing all the water out, as you guys can see here, it's really good and sauteed on all the sides, and the water has been all out. Go ahead and transfer it to a plate. Now after you're done sauteing your mushrooms, now we're gonna go ahead and saute our onions. Add a little bit of oil in there, and throw in your onions. Now these onions will cook really quick. They won't take long to get softened up, so just Gotta keep it moving around. As you guys can see, most of them are already starting to caramelize up and soften up. Now once your onions are all caramelized, go ahead and add in your garlic. Now again, these will cook really quick too. Especially it depends on how thin you cut them. Okay, now after you saute it for about 30 seconds, add in heavy cream. Go ahead and add in about 2 cups. Sorry, actually do 1 cup. Alright, now we're gonna add our seasonings. We add a little bit of salt. About 2 teaspoons of salt and some pepper. Bring your heat down to about medium low heat. Okay, now we're gonna let that simmer for a little bit. Give it a taste. Add some more seasoning if you need to. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add about 2 teaspoons of lemon pepper seasoning, and we're also gonna add in about 2 teaspoons of MSG. Okay, after all of that's added, give it a good mix. After you're done making your cream, last but not least, we're gonna add in our 1 cup of Parmesan cheese. If you accidentally over season your cream sauce, just add a little bit more cream. It will balance it out. Either that or add some butter. Alright, now once the cheese is fully melted, get your noodles. Add all of that in and give it a good mix. And voila! Congratulations guys, you guys have made yourself a creamy pasta. Rotini pasta. If you guys are wondering why I'm calling it rotini, these are what's called, they were called rotini. Now, if you guys see if that's not enough cheese for you guys, add in more cheese. You know, me, I'm gonna add in more cheese later on. Okay, now when that's done, turn off your heat, put it to the side. Now we're gonna check on our steak. Wow, you guys can take a look at that. Now that's the beauty. Oh yeah, perfect, medium rare. Alright, so go ahead and get yourself a plate or a bowl, whichever one you guys like for serving. Go ahead and put yourself some pasta into it. Now if you like extra cheese, add some more parm. Next, we're gonna add our steaks. Last but not least, we're gonna add some mushrooms on the side. Last but not least, cilantro. Alright guys, there you have it. You have made yourself a creamy steak, garlicky pasta. Congratulations. Be very proud of yourself. Wow, that looks amazing. Alright, let's dig in. Let's get a steak, some pasta. Perfect. Wow. With that extra cheese on top and some cilantro. Oh yeah. Well guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please share, like, subscribe. Leave down in the comment below if you guys would like me to make anything new in the future. I would try my best to post as much as I can. Like I said, it's just my job right now is just kicking me in the butt. But I'm enjoying it. That's the most important thing. Cảm ơn mấy các bạn rất là nhiều. Like, subscribe and share. Nếu mấy các bạn muốn mình nấu cái món nào khác làm sao á thì bỏ dưới comment. But yeah. Anyway guys, I will catch you guys later. You guys did a great job making this, and peace out.